Hello everyone, how you doing? I just got back from a 3K walk. It's very grey out. It's not very nice. I went out in my well, it's oversized now. It's um, it's a 5XL cardigan, and it's obviously a bit too big for me now. So, like, as you can see, I've had to pull the sleeves right up. Otherwise, I look like I'm a 10-year-old schoolboy growing in his uniform. You know. So firstly, I just want to say thank you to Mavis and Mutthead for the lovely video they did about me. I'll make sure to put a link in the description. It's nice to have support from so many people, I must say. It's, yeah, it just makes me feel all warm and fluffy inside, you know. I feel like a marshmallow. So yeah, thank you to Mavis and Mutthead for that. Lovely ladies. So yeah, I'm just on here to have a bit of a catch up really, because I haven't done a catch up video for a while, have I? So I'm currently 23 stone and 8 pounds. So I've lost 160 pounds in total now, which is absolutely fantastic, of course. You know, if I was looking at myself 3 or 4 years ago, I would not have ever thought in my wildest dreams I would have even lost 16, let alone 160 pounds. So just shows how far I've come really, and just how great the experience has been. And unfortunately, you know, bad things had to happen um, for me to get to this point. Um, I was a carer for my nan for a while until she passed away in 2022. So that was a very, very stressful experience because I didn't really get on with a lot of the family members. So it was particularly difficult, particularly challenging to have to go through that with so many people that thought they knew best, but they really didn't. So yeah, after she passed away, it it was like just a weight off my shoulders, and then the physical weight has also dropped off really, and it's a lot of people say stuff about like sometimes excess weight can be attributed to negative energy, which is, I mean, possibly, but then maybe if we look at it from a more logical point of view, it could be because, you know, we're eating our feelings, and that's certainly what I did. Um, it's yeah. Anyway, that's all the negative stuff out of the way. As you can tell on this channel, I'm not really much of an editor. I do prefer to voice my thoughts in a kind of stream of consciousness kind of way. Now, some people would call that lazy, but I think I would prefer a more raw experience from my own videos. So I've decided to sit in my black leather chair, get my oversized cardi on, have a Pepsi Max with cherry. Delicious. Don't report me to YouTube for drinking a drink. That's not alcoholic, obviously. Oh, also, I haven't drunk alcohol for 10 years. It was 10 years in January that I stopped drinking alcohol, which is, yeah, I don't miss it at all. Stopped smoking 12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. So, yeah, strange, isn't it? I was so addicted to a lot of things. Drink, drugs, smoking, and food, of course. And now it's like living simply now. I'm just like, why did well, I knew why I needed those things, quote unquote needed to have them, because, you know, my life has always been a maelstrom of chaos, you know. It's not been easy. And while it would be easy to kick back and blame the world for my problems, it's up to me to get myself out of the mire, really, isn't it? And that's why I've taken the reins and you know, lost so much weight, given up alcohol, given up drugs, not given up food because you can't do that, but I've given up binging, which is lovely. So yeah, that's pretty much an update on me. And I also wanted to talk about Ozempic for a little bit. Ozempic is a weight loss drug. I think it falls under the semaglutide GLP-1 family of weight loss drugs. Now, I have never been on Ozempic, but I was on a different kind of Ozempic called Trulicity, which I was on for quite a while. So when I was at my biggest weight, 490 pounds, I took Trulicity because my type 2 diabetes went absolutely out of control. So my blood sugar would be like 20, 22, something like that. And if we cut back to today, my blood sugar this morning was 6. So 22 to 6 is obviously a vast improvement, and Trulicity did help to lower that. But the thing with stuff like Ozempic and Trulicity is that they don't deal with the psychological effects of overeating. Now, some people might be overeaters and not be binge eaters, which is how we put on a little bit of timber, you know, a bit of buoyancy around the belly. But when you're a binge eater, stuff like Trulicity and Ozempic aren't going to help you. If anything, they probably make you feel worse. Now, it's going to be a bit graphic, but when I was on Trulicity, at first my appetite was incredibly suppressed, so I could barely eat stuff, and I was very queasy a lot of the time on Trulicity. But after being used to the injections, the hunger cravings would come back. Now, not as bad as when I was off it completely, which I'll get to in a moment, because obviously I'm off Trulicity now, so I want to talk a little bit about the post-Trulicity side effects. But yeah, when the hunger was coming back on Trulicity, I was eating probably about 80% of what I would normally eat, which is a lot, because I would be having about 8,000 to 10,000 calories in a day. So you cut that down by 20%, then that's what, 8,000 calories, 6,000 to 8,000 calories still, isn't it? And that's a lot. And one of the side effects of Trulicity is that if you do eat too much fatty food, it will come out in your as vomit or poop. And still binge eating, it was an incredibly traumatic time. I would have to go to the toilet like 10 to 12 times a day, and I was absolutely exhausted from having to go to the toilet so much. And the ironic thing was I never lost any weight doing that. Well, for a long while anyway, until I kind of got my head into gear, you know. And it's what worries me when people see stuff like Ozempic as a kind of miracle cure, you know. Now, it does work for people, don't get me wrong, because it's an appetite suppressant at the end of the day. And if you take it and it works for you, that's great, because I feel like any form of sustainable weight loss is a good thing, isn't it? I'm against stuff like milkshake only diets and things like that, purely because, I think if you're having less than 1,000 calories a day, you are severely restricting yourself, aren't you? Anyway, lost my train of thought there. Stream of consciousness, let's go. Yeah, Ozempic in the microcosm of just being a weight loss drug is fine. It's when you give it to somebody who is super morbidly obese and doesn't have the tools in place to stop themselves from binge eating. So that could be they just eat the same food that they used to and expect the Ozempic to work magic, or they have enablers in their family who, or extended friends, stuff like that, and they just give them food at a whim. So I feel like doctors need to be very careful with who they prescribe Ozempic and Trulicity and Mounjaro to, because it's that thing, isn't it, where a lot of doctors just seem to throw medication at people and hope it works without thinking about long-term side effects or any mental issues that go along with people's eating disorders. And I was watching Amberlynn Reid, who, as we all know, is a very controversial figure in the weight loss arena, and she's on Ozempic now apparently. And as soon as she had the Ozempic, she went to Chick-fil-A, which is I think an American chicken restaurant, right, which serves fried chicken. And if I was on Ozempic and I was really thinking I need to lose this weight quickly, I wouldn't be going to Chick-fil-A for a few burgers, So that's the thing I'm talking about, is you're not treating the underlying cause, you're just giving somebody medication for the sake of it and hoping it works. And like I say, the side effects of things like Ozempic and Trulicity and Mounjaro are quite bad. Like, you don't want to be going to the toilet like over 10 times in a day, do you? You really don't. So it was just kind of baffling seeing that from somebody who clearly has overeating problems and, lies about it. Yeah, it's baffling that people would be given that and not have any kind of interim care with regards to how they feel about food or their relationship with food. So, yeah, it's an odd one. And also, Ozempic and Trulicity are type 2 diabetes drugs, which puts me onto another thing. Because people lose weight around New Year, don't they? New Year's resolutions and that. If you have type 2 diabetes and you're on Ozempic or Trulicity, you are very unlikely to get those injections from January to maybe early March. So it also puts type 2 diabetes sufferers at risk, because the people who want to lose weight on a whim are depriving the diabetics of much needed medication. So there is that to it as well. I don't know. It's I suppose we do have a lot of diets and medications that are very faddy, aren't they? So like everybody will hear about a certain type of drug for a long while, like Ozempic. I suppose in the old days it was Viagra, wasn't it? In the 90s, everybody was banging on about the old Viagra. But obviously, that's well, I guess it's a weight loss drug in a way, isn't it? So you know, you can make anything have any meaning you want to, can't you? Yeah. So Ozempic is fine, but you need to have some kind of psychological help to go along with it. You can't just prescribe the drug and be like, on your merry way, son. So, yeah. But anyway, that's enough from me. And yeah, thanks again to Mavis and Mutthead for their video on me. It's great to see the kind comments. And yeah, take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.